oftentimes when we start protesting, when we start doing all these things, there is this general fear that there is this conversation where it's already looked at as and we're delegitimized because they say, okay, African Americans are just going crazy, black people are just going crazy, and all these things. And it's hard to have dialogue. And
I mean, if that happens, that's wrong.
Yeah.
I think that it depends on the nature of the protest. So my problem with the Black Lives Matter movement, as a general matter, to take an example, is that when you say things like Black Lives Matter, the implication is not the one that, like, other lives don't matter so much as it is the suggestion that there are a bunch of people, a broad swath of people in America who don't care about black lives. That's the implication, and I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I think that we all care about black lives, and I think that if the question were, what should we do about this particular shooting, that's one thing. But if the idea is that cops are shooting black people because black people are black people, I don't see any statistical evidence of a trend of that. So that's the problem with BLM. BLM tries to draw a trend from an anecdote. You want to protest the anecdote, I'll protest the anecdote with you. You want to protest the trend, you first have to identify to me statistically the trend exists.
Okay. So,
great. Well, sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but I appreciate it.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just finish off with this. So yeah, so I agree with, okay, so on the Black Lives Matter trend, yes, we do need to look at cases individually, and yes, we do need to, because sometimes there is this effect where you want to call racist immediately racism, and I agree with you, that's wrong. But I'm just saying that I feel like sometimes it becomes counterproductive when constantly, when people are trying to defend these things, when people are trying to fight these things, and automatically the conversation is shaped in such a way that we're these far out-right extremists, or then we're far out-left extremists trying to...
Right, and I think that the biggest problem when it comes to language, and I'll finish with this, I'm sorry, but yeah. I think that the biggest problem there is, as you notice, I keep trying to peg down as exactly as we can the instances that we're talking about and the language that we're referring to. And I think that movements have a hard time pegging that down. And you see that from movements all over the country. But when you make a claim as broad as American society doesn't care about the lives of black people, Black Lives Matter, a lot of people are going to get pissed at that, and I think they have a right to be pissed at that.
Okay. Thank you, Ben.
Thanks.